About to start. Well, good morning. Good morning. If we can get everyone to take their seats, we can get started. And while you're doing that, I'll introduce myself. I'm Ed Baker, publisher of Atlanta Business Chronicle, and I'm very, very happy to be here with you today. We're going to have one powerful hour. We'll get you out on time and get you back into the real world. But for the next hour, we're going to enlighten you on many different fronts. Speaking of enlightenment, you can't have an activity here without having a color guard and a national anthem. So I would like to present, if you would please stand, our color guard, followed by our national anthem, which will be sung by Lily Patel.
Test.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let's give them a hand, please. I think we should have a color guard every day. And thank you, Lily. We greatly appreciate your dulcet tones. Lily works for the Department of Education. You teach singing? You could. Well, welcome, everyone. We've got an action-packed hour, as I mentioned today. And before I get started, full confession, I ate way too much last night. And I'm probably not the only one in the room who did, but at least I've got it out of my system in terms of letting you know that I was very bad last night, so I feel better about things. We've got, as I said, quite a bit of ground to cover. Today, I guess kind of in my mind, overarching this whole discussion, it's about jobs and quality jobs in our community, and the role that the SBA plays in making sure that we move this ball forward. It's a really good day, and I'm not going to get in the way of Cassius's comments, but I know we've got a lot of positive things to cover today. For those of you who buy lottery tickets, I have a winning lottery number for you. So you may want to write this down. The only request I have is that if indeed this does hit, that you share in some form or another. And I have a complete list of everyone in the room, so I will find you if you win anything meaningful. So if you want to write these numbers down, these are big. First number is 4. This is SBA region number 4. Okay, so 4 would be the first number. Second number would be 9. I see quite a few writing this down, so this could be a big day for all of us. 9, there are 9 districts in the southeast of the SBA out of 74 in the country. So 9 of 74 districts are in the region, if you will. The third number would be 74. So we're at 4, 9, 74. And the next number is 10. There are 10 SBA regions in the entire country. And most importantly, the last number is 2. We are second in the United States out of 10 regions in terms of lending. And that's probably the most important conversation today, and that is the whole issue of access to capital. To be number 2 out of 10 regions in the country, you don't have to go too far to figure out that we are overachieving with regard to the access to dollars, and more specifically, in this region, $1 billion was loaned in the past year, of which just about half of those dollars were in the Metro Atlanta area. So, yeah. So when you have $500 million invested in your region from the SBA and being number 2 in the country, that's why I think that whole combination of numbers could indeed be a winning lottery number for you. If not, too bad. Life goes on. So with that, we are at GTRI today, if you don't know where you are, and this is one of the homes of Georgia Tech. So I would like to bring the president of Georgia Tech, Bud Peterson, up to also welcome you. And Bud will be celebrating his 6th anniversary this month as the president of Georgia Tech, and Georgia Tech just continues to rise on so many different fronts, and the rarefied air and the fact that over 21,000 of the world's greatest students are going to school right in this area is a testament to the importance of education and to the job that Bud has been doing at Georgia Tech. So please give a warm Georgia Tech welcome to the president, Bud Peterson.
Well, thanks, Ed, and welcome to all of you here to Georgia Tech. This is being streamed live, so I want to welcome those people across the southeast region that are watching this via the web. We're pleased to have you here. We're pleased to host this meeting and appreciate Cassius and Ed being here to help us with the program. You know, higher education has changed over the course of the past several years, and one of the biggest changes is something that's occurred probably in the last 10 to 15 years. 15 years ago, I never had a question from people about what is your institution doing to create jobs. And today, that's a very, very prominent question, one that we're often asked, one that is important, one that's important to the people under the Gold Dome, one that's important to the people of the state of Georgia, and one that's important to the entire region. And Georgia Tech is heavily involved in that. We have programs that cover the entire state. We have 26 regional offices, regional technology offices. They host the Advanced Technology Development Center, the Enterprise Innovation Institute, the Georgia Technology Research Institute, and a number of other particular activities. We've worked closely with the SBA over a number of years. We have hosted the Minority Business Development Agency, the Small Business Center, the Georgia Manufacturing Extension Partnership, and the Georgia Procurement Assistance Center. These programs help us create small businesses and help those small businesses be successful. But one of the most important and exciting developments is what's happening in Tech Square. Over at 5th and Spring, there are a number of businesses that are locating their innovation centers, innovation technology centers. And the idea behind this is that these large companies like ThyssenKrupp, like NCR, AT&T Mobility, and most recently Home Depot, which just opened an innovation center last week, are trying to figure out how to connect with the talent that exists here at Georgia Tech, with the faculty, the students, the staff, but more importantly, trying to understand how to connect with some of the small businesses that exist in this area, in Tech Square, in Atlanta, and across the state. And through these 26 regional offices and our activities there in Tech Square, we are working with over 400 small businesses across the state of Georgia. And it's working. In just 2014 alone, we were able to help manufacturers reduce operating costs by more than $36 million, increase their expenditures or sales by $191 million, and create or save over 950 jobs. This is part of our role and mission as an institution here in the state to try to help develop new technologies, to take those technologies, create new ideas, new products, take those products and create businesses. And that's what we're all about here at Georgia Tech. The ATDC, Advanced Technology Development Center, you'll hear a little bit about that today, I think. It's one of the oldest and largest technology centers in the country, technology development centers in the country. And again, work with 40 companies in Tech Square in the SELECT program and over 400 across the state. We are very excited to partner with the Small Business Association, Small Business Administration here in Georgia, and also to work to try to help attract large companies. Those large companies can interact with small companies and create the entire infrastructure that we need to have a successful business community here. I'm sure that you've read or heard about NCR's decision to move just here across the connector in Tech Square and the recent announcement by Mercedes-Benz. These large companies and the way they connect with you and your small businesses can help create this innovation ecosystem that can make Georgia and the southeastern United States stronger for all of us. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day.
Thank you, Bud. You know, it's really interesting. I've been at the Chronicle for 29 years, and long ago, when you used to bring up the word small business, it wasn't a very cool kind of a category. Everything was big business, and it was all about Fortune 500 companies, and how the world has changed. You know, now most of the conversation is about small business, it's about startups, it's about women-owned business, it's about global business, but it all is in that entrepreneurial state. And it's a testament to this community, because if you really look at the history of Atlanta and look at some of our bigger companies today, you know, what was Home Depot? Two entrepreneurs starting a company and home improvement along the way. If you look at Turner and CNN, what was Ted Turner? He was an entrepreneur with a big idea and took risk. If you look at Coca-Cola, back over 100 years ago, is much the same. So we have always had a history in small business, and I think sometimes it's kind of left on the side of the road and forgotten in terms of both its importance to this community and now, more importantly, to where Atlanta is headed. And to the point of where Atlanta is headed, I want you to meet our new best friend, who will come and join me up here, Craig. Craig Richard is the new president and chief executive officer of Invest Atlanta. Be nice to him. He's new to town. Be nice to him. He will help bring jobs. Be nice to him. He will invest in this community and continue to make Atlanta hot Atlanta, as we've now kind of reemerged as once again. So let's give a warm Atlanta welcome to Craig Richard, who will also address us as well. Craig, welcome.
Thank you so much, Ed. And I tell you, as a newcomer to Atlanta, I don't think I could have picked a more exciting time to be here. I mean, you look at all the things that are going on, partly in response to what Dr. Peterson was saying. If you build it, they will come. I think what you're referring to is if you build a talent, businesses will come. And we're seeing that right now. I also want to give a big shout out to the city of Atlanta because the recent announcement with Google Fiber, for those of you that are in the technology space or creating small businesses and are interested in to see small businesses grow and expand, this is a game changer, folks. Only 3 cities in the United States have Google Fiber at this moment, and we're in the process of adopting that. So it's exciting times to be here. I'm excited to be a part of this community. I'm honored to be working here at Invest Atlanta. I look forward to being a partner with you. And if there's anything Invest Atlanta can do to help you grow and succeed, feel free to give me a call, your new best friend. Thank you.
Greg, you're going to love the Phoenix tattoo. It's a rising phoenix, and it's part of the tradition. And we usually, in the first 30 days, I'm not allowed to show you mine. My wife will not allow that, so we'll move on from there very quickly. So, you've got the winning lottery number. Okay, you've made a new best friend today, and without further ado, I would like Cassius Butts to come and join me up on stage, who is going to deliver the state of the state, if you will. And just as by way of background, Cassius is one of the most interesting people in Atlanta who has got the perfect job. He's been doing this for 4 years, but if you go to his deeper background, he's worked for big companies. He's had his own company. He knows his playing field because he's been schooled in this marketplace, and his energy and enthusiasm and knowledge is a great testament not only to what's happening in this region, but again, I go back to the fact that we were number 2 in lending in this region. That is a big one because, as many of you in this room know, access to capital is the biggest deal of all. And the fact that more is being poured into this marketplace, I think, speaks volumes from a leadership perspective, from an organizational perspective, and I think equally importantly, how important this region is to the rest of the country. So please give it up for Cassius Butts, our regional director.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Today we celebrate this historic moment, acknowledging what we have achieved together for this southeastern region. I first would like to acknowledge SBA Administrator Maria Contreras-Sweet, who makes opportunities like this happen. As a seasoned entrepreneur and now a presidential appointed official for our agency, she continues to help Americans every day live their dreams through her vision. Let's give her a round of applause. She's watching, folks. Thank you to Dr. Peterson, President of Georgia Tech, for allowing us to broadcast this event live and for the support that you provide SBA. We also want to say a particular thank you to Donna Ennis of MBDA. Where is she? It is great to be in the city of Atlanta today, to be in this region. Unfortunately, I want to acknowledge a loss of our good friend, Atlanta Mayor Cassius Reed, who's unable to be here with us this morning. We recognize that his leadership has succeeded in attracting major Fortune 500 companies to the South, and he continues to raise the municipal bar of excellence to heights never seen before. And as he would traditionally say, and he's just getting started, let's acknowledge him, folks. Where would Atlanta be without Ed Baker, publisher of the Atlanta Business Chronicle and the #1 entrepreneur show in Atlanta right now? Ed is a game changer for Atlanta. He has a strong pulse on the economy. Thank you, Ed, for emceeing today and for all that you do to support small business in Atlanta and across the region. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Ed. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the incredibly talented SBA team who are hosting this event in 9 districts. Lastly, thank you to friends, lenders, resource partners, and colleagues who are listening today, whether in person or online through social media. We see you. Let me express my deepest gratitude for the privilege of addressing you here today. I'm standing before you with great pride as we share our progress. I am here today to let you know the state of the SBA region is strong. My team and I are very excited today, not only because it's the first of the region's history, but also because how we're delivering this message to you. We're working smarter, and we're communicating bolder, and we're working harder to secure our message is heard around the globe. This region has done some pretty amazing things over the last few years. And we're really just excited to share some of those opportunities with you. At heart, I'm an entrepreneur. My story is like many of your stories. I know many of you here today, and I greeted you as you came down the aisle. But for those who I have not met, just to let you know, I was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. My mother, an entrepreneur at heart. I appreciate Philadelphia. Thank you very much, sir. My mother, an entrepreneur, an owner of a family-owned daycare. My late father, an aerospace engineer. At an early age, my parents helped me discover the core components of business: good product, dedication, and how to sell it. My brother Cortland and I, we were huge Star Wars fans. We wanted Star Wars action figures. My mother said if that's what we wanted, well, you're gonna have to work for it. What were we supposed to do? We did exactly what she told us to do. She told us to go freeze some of that sweetened flavored cup that we like to drink all the time and sell them for 25 cents. We were pretty good at selling our product too, but we wanted more. We asked our mother if we can get bigger cups and then sell them for 50 cents. Craig, you can appreciate that. And my mother said, now you're thinking. We were pretty successful. Not only did we have enough to purchase the action figures, but we also had enough to buy the Halloween costumes later on that year. I tell you, this was my first notion of what it was to run and own my business, and of course, my dear mother as the chairwoman and the board of directors at the same time. Entrepreneurialism was really in our blood. And so for us, as my brother and my late father would say, and so it began. We later moved to Orlando, and Cortland and I realized that grass grows as a rapid pace in Central Florida. We also learned that in Central Florida, there's a lot of day showers. So we took the opportunity to start a lawn care business. We also started our own car cleaning business. We started washing cars. My brother participated in junior achievement, and I followed his footsteps. I'm telling you, I may have been just a kid, but the entrepreneurial dream and the spirit was already in me. And I got a chance to do two things I really love: being proud of utilizing my talents and helping others feel good in the process. I embraced the notion that it's not what you do for someone to make a difference. It's how he or she feels about you after the job is done. Now that's making a lasting impression. Many of you here can relate to that today. My great friend once said to me that, Cassius, always remember that your passion is your purpose and your purpose is your plan. Being a seasoned practitioner, banker, small business owner, my attention was not always looking to the left or to the right, or to red or to blue. My attention was actually on green. Access to the right capital at the right time for the right reason is what I realized that makes our economy strong. After 10 years of the private sector service and another 9 in federal civil service, I met a senator from Illinois who said he wanted to be the next leader of our nation. Let's fast forward to 2010. I began the process of possibly serving in this administration, but I know one thing for certain: I did not get here alone. I credit the long-lasting friendships and guidance from mentors that helped me out whenever I thought that I didn't have enough juice, enough get up to go to keep going. Tracy Reed remembers those days, campaigning and volunteering in the rain. And I look back on those days, and I look back on this path, and I'm constantly reminded of the values of taking risks, as so many of you have done, to realize your entrepreneurial dream. Networking and preparedness are key items needed to fulfill any dream. Collectively, our staff, lenders, and resource partners, we're more equipped, we're more capable, we're better prepared for our future than ever before. I invite you to live your entrepreneurial dream. We recognize that these collective teams work tirelessly to make certain that you have access to the tools you need for success. With unprecedented support, these tools are delivered to your front porch with no strings attached. We're here to serve the public. That's our job. That's our bottom line mission. And I'm here to tell you that the Southeastern region had backed $4.5 billion in SBA loans, and it's the first time we have broken this mark in any time in history. We have backed over $12 billion this past 4 years. But in 2011, we were in the wake of the worst recession since the Great Depression. During my first week on the job, I traveled to Alabama to survey the damage created by unforgiving tornadoes that struck the area and left it in ruins. It was a sobering moment. Lives, homes, and businesses were destroyed in a flurry of just a few ferocious minutes. And we worked with FEMA and other government officials to address the devastation left behind. And one of our most important responsibilities, our agency, we are the first to enter a declared disaster area to make sure that the assessments are in place and make sure that the community got back on its feet. Last year, we provided nearly $68 million in disaster relief funding just within this region. And we have members of our SBA disaster team here with us today. Let's acknowledge them. Recently, we celebrated the 50th anniversary of SCORE. Dr. Bob Yancey of SCORE is a true champion of small business success. SCORE counseled and trained over 87,000 new and existing small business owners just this past year alone. And with the help of our small business development centers and women business centers together, counsel over 180,000 aspiring entrepreneurs. Let's talk about women entrepreneurs. Is that okay? I'll second that. Our women businesses are thriving in this region, and they are the vital fabric of this economy. Champions like Roz Lewis of the Greater Women Business Council reminds us how strong and bold women-owned businesses are for our economy. She encourages these businesses to really reach their full potential, and she does that across state lines. We just signed a strategic alliance with the Greater Women Business Council, and this alliance reaches from North Carolina to South Carolina, right back here to Georgia. This is bold, and it's the right thing to do. We are assisting women in contracting. The Southeastern region has well over 6,000 women-owned businesses certified to work in federal government. We're making bold differences, and we're leveling the playing field. This is important, folks. Very significant. Our Women Business Centers counsel and train nearly 14,000 small businesses in fiscal year 2014, and we will support them any day, any time that they show up so we can help them to show out. Reflecting on how far we have come as a region, we are also primed to establish where do we go from here, and what does that journey look like. Maria Contreras-Sweet was sworn in as the 24th administrator of the SBA in 2014. She has invigorated this agency and reframed our work. She took the SBA acronym and gave it a fresh perspective: smart, bold, and accessible. Under her leadership, the SBA is meeting the needs of the business community like ever before. Over 98% of the economy runs off of small business. Small businesses are the lifeblood of America and the DNA of sustaining a healthy economy and creating personal wealth. They're the pulse and the heartbeat of American promise. And we see opportunity for all. Our region is the home of co-chairs of the White House Initiative of Asian American Pacific Islanders initiative to ensure that we are bridging the gap of untapped markets. Inclusion is one of our agency's top priorities. SBA has made historic efforts toward full inclusion, both within the agency and across the country, recognizing that the SBA Georgia District and their trailblazing efforts with the National LGBT Initiative, including Many Faces, One Dream. I believe that most Americans want the best for themselves and for their families, and that usually includes financial freedom. For a lot of Americans, that means owning your own business. So on behalf of the SBA, I invite you to live your entrepreneurial dream. We can help, and I want to lay out some of our smart initiatives that we have available to enable our entrepreneurs. Native American entrepreneurs such as Michael Hamilton of MCH Information Technology and Solutions from Sweetwater, Tennessee. He's here today, and we're proud to say that Michael is active in our 8A Business Development Program and has been recognized as the Tennessee Small Business Person of the Year. Access to capital is key. It's really key in driving our small businesses. It's essential. Wells Fargo, our national 7A leader, is here with us today, as well as SunTrust, who leads our Export Express product. SBA lenders and really the conferences happen across this region every year, as well as significant events championed by financial advocates such as Operation Hope and SBA microlender ACE, who has recently made some pretty good headlines with the city of Atlanta. One event that sticks out vividly in my mind is the Kentucky Lenders Conference, where I learned that Kentucky exporting is a $20 billion annual economy and is ranked 9th in the country. This is a large part of Kentucky's economy, and this may not be known to many, but consider the difference. This lending environment is a culmination of many entities putting their best foot forward to assist small businesses. Mayor Bell of Birmingham and Bob Dickerson, Executive Director, there you go, Executive Director of Birmingham Business Resource Center, have recently partnered with SBA to help service their respective communities. Thank you for your service. We really would not be able to be here unless we had a particular focus on our underserved communities as well. And that's why we have eliminated the loan fees attached to loans under $150,000 during this fiscal year. Pam Frazier of Palm Beach. Alan Williams of the Florida Legislative Conference is here with us today, and we really appreciate him coming, as well as bringing some very good stories and some good relationships and partners who've worked with SBA. We thank you for your service. Pam Frazier of Palm Beach County, President of the Florida Association of Minority Enterprise Officials, who is with us today, can tell you firsthand, she provides the opportunity to speak in front of Florida officials and spread the word about what SBA can do to enhance businesses for everyone. I want to tell you about an entrepreneur here today. Her name is Nicole Parker of the Ellison Group. Before she was on the cover of magazines and highlighted by American Express Open, Nicole was an 8A graduate, a certified woman-owned business, and she now travels the country sharing her secret with entrepreneurs of how she created a $20 million business. I'm proud to say that SBA played a big part of that. In light of all the tweeting happening right now, I want to share with you a tweet that she tweeted out this past week. Vision without action is a daydream. And action without vision is a nightmare. Nicole exemplifies the ideal notion of following your passion with a sense of true purpose. She has been able to live her dream through tapping into one of the largest sellers and products and services in the world, the federal government. Thank you for what you're doing, Nicole. You continue to be a shining example. Over 23.4% of all federal contracts went to our nation's businesses last year. This translates into more than $83 billion in revenues for job creators. I'm very proud to amplify today that our U.S. government has met its annual 23% contracting goal for the first time in 8 years. Within our region, we carry a portfolio of 753 firms in our outstanding business development program. These firms were awarded $2.3 billion in contracts from federal agencies. Many of them require training. Veteran CEO Andy Harrell and the Florida 8A Association has been a true leader in preparing and training our small businesses really to kind of get on the board and start selling to the federal government. We appreciate him challenging our firms to not only rely on their government for guidance, but also taking the opportunity to invest in themselves. That is what the true recipe for success is, folks. And that is when government and community serves the best example of what it means to have an ideal situation. We're continuously working with our federal partners in this region, such as the General Services Administration, Environmental Protection Agency, Health and Human Services, HUD, to make certain that we're bridging and bringing forth a full set of tools to make certain that small businesses have everything they need to succeed. Also, with the help of Health and Human Services and the IRS, we work together weekly to educate small businesses across the region on how to obtain affordable health care. Recently, President Obama stressed the reduction of uninsured Americans about 1/4, as 10 million gained the financial security of health insurance in this past year alone. And since the Affordable Care Act became law, health care prices are at their lowest rates in nearly 50 years. We're riding the innovation and technology wave, and we're taking small businesses along with us on this journey. This past year, I toured Packard Place in Charlotte, North Carolina, a true hub for entrepreneurship and innovation. An innovation company located within Packard Place is called RevTech Labs. It is one of the 50 recipients to receive an SBA Accelerator Fund. These funds grant $50,000 to help bridge gaps in the entrepreneurial ecosystem and bring these innovators to one step closer to living their entrepreneurial dream. We're currently supporting 56 clusters across the United States. Nearly half of them are located in Region 4. And we're helping these businesses become smart. We're helping them become bold. And we're helping them become more accessible. After a decade decline, the manufacturing sector is adding jobs for the first time since the 1990s and poised for growth in the years ahead. We're opening doors to the global markets in creative ways, such as offering state trade and export promotion programs, an export initiative that has touched 5 states within our region and nearly 2 million to ensure that our small business communities compete in the international market. The administration has already awarded over $1 billion in competitive grants in 2014 and educated partnerships including $300 million and awarded to train and hire for in-demand technology jobs. I've traveled every corner of this great region. I've created some pretty good strategic alliances along the way. Not long ago, I spent time with Benedict College Dean of School of Business, Dr. Gerald Smalls, in South Carolina. And we got a chance to discuss the ways of influencing our aspiring entrepreneurs. Can we acknowledge our aspiring entrepreneurs even here at Georgia Tech? They want to make a difference. We want to continue to encourage them. Let's make sure that they are heard. Let's support them. I visited the Delta, touring the city with Mayor Johnny Dupree in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, talking about what more we can do to support the city, helping to bring resources to their city and to be restored after a natural disaster. A memorable moment occurred when I recently visited Coahoma Community College in Mississippi. I met with Dr. Valmich Towner, Coahoma's president, as well as hundreds of students that welcomed SBA to their campus. We signed a strategic alliance memorandum promising to share our resources. We're making history, folks, and we're creating opportunities in markets that have never been reached before. I would like to take a moment to recognize one of the most important assets to our nation. Let's take a moment to recognize our veterans. Those men and women protect and serve our country. Now it's our time to serve them. In fiscal year 14, we supported $143 million in SBA-backed loans to our veterans in Region 4. We will continue to see this number increase and grow, the opportunities created directly for our veterans. Michael Provonis is the owner of Everything Kayak in Gulfport, Mississippi. He's also a veteran. Thank you for your service in the United States Navy. Michael received counseling through the SBA Small Business Development Center and also received a $50,000 Patriot Express loan. He is a true SBA success story. Our nation's veterans are benefiting from zero loan fee initiatives. Veterans are able to eliminate these fees with SBA loans for up to $350,000. This bold Boots to Business program provides valuable assistance to transitioning service members who have the entrepreneurial spirit. And our districts are participating in this program on 29 different military installations, and we have assisted over 2,400 transitioning veterans to date. I'd like to share with you some of our key accomplishments with our districts as I begin to close. Our Alabama district, with Tom Tote at the helm, had a 40% increase in 7A loans last year. A 43% increase of these loans went to new businesses. North Florida district office, with the leadership of Wilfredo Gonzalez, saw a 25% in SBA lending this past year. North Florida also saw the largest increase in lending to the underserved community within our region. Our South Florida office, under the watch of Pancho Moreto, hosted in the first Emerging Leaders class in Miami, received the most application in this nation, providing stage 2 businesses to the tools they need to succeed and create jobs. Terry Dennison, our Georgia district, set the pace in counseling and training. They held 273 training events with over 6,800 attendings this past year alone. Ralph Ross and his team in Kentucky, the district office, coordinated with several resource partners regarding the Promise Zone to best deliver small business assistance, providing 25 guarantees per year in the Promise Zone counties. Janita Stewart has helped to create history. She assisted me in spearheading the SBA HBCU initiative, creating an alliance with all 59 HBCUs located in the southeastern region. Our Tennessee district office, teamed with Walter Perry, handled devastation that occurred last spring in the aftermath of tornadoes, helping their citizens recover. Elliott Cooper, the South Carolina district, saw a record-breaking year in lending, achieving over $200 million in SBA loans, helping to boost the business in the state of South Carolina. The North Carolina district backed nearly $500 million in SBA lending under Lend-Out-That's leadership. Anyone can become an entrepreneur. Anyone can start your own business. All it takes is an idea and the boldness to follow through with it. Administrator Contreras' suite was soon introduced to our nation, SBA One, which is changing the way that SBA lenders do business, automating the uploading of documents, allowing electronic signatures for our 7A loans. It will save the banks countless hours of processing time and will also save them thousands of dollars, allowing the banks to have an even greater incentive to grow their SBA loan portfolios. Lenders and borrowers alike will benefit from this initiative. Our economy has strengthened. And in 2015, I will launch several initiatives to ensure that our region has the ability to grow even stronger. It is critical that we have a vibrant business development portfolio to make certain that traditionally underserved markets share the economic expansion. Therefore, I am calling my district directors in Region 4 to appoint one member of their staff to serve on a task force to explore new ideas and approaches to bring more qualified firms to the 8A program. That's not all. It is equally important to ensure that every 8A firm has the opportunity to succeed after they graduate from the program. I think we have a couple of 8A firms here with us today. We must make certain that we are preparing them for the private sector chain. This is exactly what the Georgia Small Business Development Center is doing. They are working to develop a curriculum for 8A firms to include classroom training and intensive strategic planning programming. This initiative will prepare 8A firms for life after 8A. The approach is fresh, it's timely, it's the kind of innovative programming that we can support. And I'm calling all my district directors to work with their centers and incorporate this type of curriculum in their procurement training. As I mentioned earlier, we have seen years and record-breaking years for SBA guaranteed lending in Region 4 and across the agency. But many of our underserved communities, they remain on the sideline. For those on the sideline, we will make certain that they will get back in the game. Therefore, I'm calling on Region 4 district directors to appoint one person from their staff to examine the challenges to lending in underserved communities and develop and test new practices to address the challenges that they may find. My goal for Region 4 is a tall order, I know. but it's the right direction to take, and it's the right challenge for this region. It is critical that we share our ideas, put our differences to a side, and recognize that the talent that each and every one of us possess, empowering us, working smarter, working more efficiently and effectively. To our resource partners, lenders, and small business owners, I pledge to you that I will continue to work with you side by side to build an even stronger region. The SBA will aid, counsel, assist, and protect the interests of all small business concerns, to preserve free competitive enterprise, and to assist in maintaining and strengthening the overall economy. A healthy economy makes for healthy communities. Healthy communities makes for healthy families and individuals. We are strong. The state of the small business is strong. Together, we are a strong, vital, cohesive agency which fuels the American economy. Together, anything is possible. Let's continue to make history. Region 4, thank you, and continue to live your entrepreneurial dreams. Thank you.
Anybody have any questions? Since there are no questions, we are adjourned. Thank you, Cassius. Thank you for comments, and thank you for hosting us today. Continued success. Thank you all.